I've investigated hundreds of places for paranormal activity across the world for the past 11 years. And you guys have seen those investigations. You've seen the videos, you've seen the photographic evidence, you've heard the audio. But someone asked me an interesting question lately. Are there any places that you feel like you visited that aren't haunted? Now, I have a lot of thoughts when it comes to the paranormal. I have a lot of different theories. Today we're going to talk about that. Are there places that are infamous that you didn't really receive any sort of evidence at? Are there places that you visited that you were extremely excited to visit that ended up being a bit of a letdown? And my answer is definitely yes. There are places that I visited that I built up in my head as being these incredibly scary, frightening locations that were just kind of meh, you know? And we're going to look through a few of those today. So this is the off week for the channel. We will be back Sunday with another full-length video from the Paranormal Files. So if you want to see a ghost hunt, you want to see a paranormal investigation, we'll be back with those videos on Sunday at 7 o'clock p.m. Hopefully we'll see you guys there at the premiere. I know that everybody loved last week's video, and I'm really appreciative of that. We took a lot of time and put a lot of heart and soul into that, and now this week we've kind of perfected a lot of the things that we were working on, and so the video is going to be, in my opinion, 10 times as good as it was last week. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about places that were supposed to be haunted that ended up being pretty empty. Now, I've said this before on the channel, we have done a number of different videos over the years that we decided not to post because nothing happened in them. Like some locations here in Texas, I've still got footage from these locations sitting on hard drives here that has never been posted anywhere. But that's not what I want to talk about today. Today I want to talk about some more well-known locations that we visited that were just a bit of a letdown with footage from my videos to accompany my statements. So we'll start out with one of the first locations that I was really excited to visit that was honestly, I mean, I didn't really fully investigate it, but I didn't even necessarily feel anything crazy. And this is the grave of Bloody George Mackenzie. You can see right here, this is from 2017, so I looked like a very young buck here. This is in Scotland, so the grave of George Mackenzie, let's see, it's right here. It's a very infamous place in Scotland, in Edinburgh, Scotland. Basically, this is a grave that's said to be incredibly cursed. Like, if you go up and challenge George Mackenzie, Bloody George Mackenzie's spirit, he's supposed to attack and scratch you. And I even included in the video here, these are like alleged scratches and bruises and stuff that have been left on people who visited this grave. I mean, there are tons of those alleged incidents, and when you see this online and you're like, holy shit, look at these scratches and these burns, like this is gonna be crazy, I thought, man, I'm like about to challenge like a dark spirit. George Mackenzie, Bloody George Mackenzie, was a bad man in life. He was responsible for the deaths of many people in many brutal ways. So that's why a lot of people think that he's unsettled or restless. But as you can see here in my video, I walked right up to the grave. Let's just take a look. There it is. That's the infamous interior.
Wow, the low light on this camera is insane. That's pitch black in there. Big gust of wind. Wow, there's no one here. It's kind of cool. George Mackenzie is known commonly by paranormal enthusiasts as the most active poltergeist in the world. And here I am, right in front of his tomb. It's like Christmas, except not, because I'm trying to get attacked by a violent ghost.
Holy shit, that's a trip. Yeah, so I went to the grave and I challenged him and I did everything that people say to do online. Nothing happened. I didn't get scratched. I didn't get bruised. Not discounting other people's experiences, because I think that's something important to remember in the paranormal, that everybody has a different experience every single time. And I think that's something that kind of gets lost in translation when it comes to this field, is I could have an absolutely crazy night at a location and then someone could come the next night and have absolutely nothing happen. Or vice versa, I could have nothing happen at one of these locations that I'm talking about here, where other people could go the night afterwards and have the craziest night of activity they've ever seen. And that's because really at the end of the day, we don't understand what the paranormal is. That's the point I was trying to get across with my video, where I talked about not necessarily believing in ghosts anymore. I was trying to say more or less that I just don't understand the paranormal at all. Now, I've been doing this 11 years. I think it's disingenuous for anyone to tell you that they know what is happening or that they know that nothing's happening, because clearly something's happening and it's just a bit of a mystery. To me, I've never received the definitive answers. I've received some absolutely crazy evidence over the years that I've felt is shocking and has cemented my view that this stuff does exist. I just don't know what's causing it, you know? Look at this, is trippy in the background of this shot. Look at Jeff, Papa Spooks back here. My mom and my sister. I'm just like off in the corner filming. They're just waiting around for me. Yeah, this is in Greyfriars Kirk in Scotland. An absolutely beautiful, beautiful cemetery. I mean, look at all those death's heads and memento moris. I was really excited to go visit old Bloody George. Oh my God, look at that. Talk about Papa Spooks. There's Mary, my mom. This is a throwback. There's 2017 me. Wow. Kind of nowadays I have the look of a grizzled, washed up old rock star who's been through a lot, which is how I feel. But my sister, oh my God, my dad, dude, everybody looks so young. That's crazy. Anyways, yeah, I don't understand really anything about the paranormal, and I feel like that's more adult and mature to admit than acting like you do know everything, because in reality, none of us know anything. I just know that something's happening. And I went to Bloody George Mackenzie's grave, and I didn't really experience anything. I might have caught like an EVP or something, but for being such an infamous grave that I grew up reading stories about, nothing happened. Now, I will tell you guys, I don't have video. I think the number one, actually, I'm going to save this till the very end of the video. So that was Bloody George Mackenzie, a place I built up that just wasn't necessarily that haunted. Here's the next one.
The coroner was called and determined that he died 24 hours previously. So he would have died on Monday, November the 19th of 1934, and he was found on the 20th.
So he was here for a whole day.
He was here for a whole day.
Wow.
Here, you got Papa Spook. Yeah, this is, what is this? The First Unitarian Church in Alton, Illinois, I think this place is called. A really, really beautiful building. Really, really crazy history. You had in this haunted church. I mean, this tour is great if you guys had ever seen this video. It's basically a church where one of the faculty members, I can't remember, I think he was a deacon, unalived himself in one of the rooms in the back of the church, and his body was there, like she just said, for a full day. This place was supposed to be incredibly, incredibly haunted, and we heard some really crazy stories from people that told us to check this place out. But, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, nothing really happened. We didn't really capture anything crazy, and to be honest, and I said it in the video, it looks and kind of has a creepy vibe, but it didn't necessarily feel like it was haunted actively in the moments that we were there, if that makes sense. I could see it definitely being haunted, but I don't know. Watch the video for yourself and make your own judgment. I mean, there's plenty of like random kind of smaller evidential findings in the video, but you know, when we do these investigations, you're looking for that kind of big thing to happen. Just in this last video at the Farrar School, I got scratched. We had a bunch of different stuff happen that could have been those kind of big moments, but for me, I remember being done with this investigation and just thinking, it's just kind of like, just another place, you know? Same with this place. This is I don't know if you guys have seen this episode. This is obviously from before I got sober, but my dad and I did a series in Minnesota back in 2020. It was actually a great series. We had some locations there that were really, really frightening. Like, I got to hold this axe that had been used to murder an entire family before the guy had unalived himself. and it's in this historical museum. They let us take it out and use this axe in the investigation. It was a crazy, crazy video. But this was a place that just didn't really have anything happen. This is a location called the Volstead House. The guy... Oh, what's that shot right there?
And talk to us, because I have some questions for you. I'm sorry that you died. No one likes to die, but at least you lived a full life, and you've got a beautiful little spot here. So, if you're out here, come meet me at the house. We're gonna have a little party tonight.
Nice shot there. It was a beautiful... All right, so I guess I went to his grave. This location, the Volstead House, is the former home of Andrew Volstead. I think his name's Andrew Volstead. He's basically the senator who pioneered and pushed prohibition through to get it enacted across the United States. So, in theory, going into this video, we thought for a trigger object, we might as well bring some alcohol into the house, drink it, and see if Volstead himself takes an issue with that and comes out and tries to scold us or accost us or whatever. So we did end up doing that. It's just funny now.
Okay. We just want to know what your thoughts are on gin and alcohol. It feels almost kind of weird all of a sudden. Think about this.
Now, we did try these experiments, but at the end of the day, the video really kind of ended up just being a video of my dad and I drinking together in this haunted house. Nothing necessarily happened. I mean, maybe some smaller things, but yeah, if you want some comedy, watch this episode, because my dad and I there's some really funny moments after we had a couple of these shots. But other than that, I mean, just kind of uneventful. Another place that I had heard was super haunted from local people in that area that ended up being kind of nothing. And alas, we get to another place that I feel like is way overhyped. Incredibly overhyped in the paranormal world. Can anybody take a guess? This is a bridge in Texas. Here I am heading to this bridge alone at night. Done a lot of alone investigations. I don't necessarily like them that much. Warning. You know, for people watching, the warning, it's actually really funny. The warning that I've put at the beginning of the video so many times, I was inspired to do that by Jackass. So if you guys ever see like this text and then you watch a Jackass film, I basically did the warning because I was so into Jackass back when I started making these videos, and I thought it would be interesting to like provide a warning, like what we're doing could be dangerous. We don't really understand. We don't know. And then it's very interesting. Over the years, I started receiving thousands of messages from people saying, after I watched your video, or while I was watching your video, I had this happen in my house, or my window shattered by itself. I saw this person. I had these dreams, you know? So the warning, even though it was a bit tongue-in-cheek at first, because I love Jackass and I wanted to kind of apply that same intro to the Paranormal Files, and I did believe that the warning should be taken seriously, especially with some of the darker videos we did and the urbex stuff. I mean, I've explored buildings and done videos there, and then people have died like 2 weeks after I visited. But then I started to get all these messages, and I started to realize, and I still do think, that there's some sort of way that an energy can travel almost through a screen, or I don't know how it works. That's the thing. I don't know if you watching at home, you open your mind up to this concept and you somehow tap into that energy and it's attracted to you, or maybe you put yourself in that mindset and you start manifesting things of your own, or maybe just watching this content opens you up and then it attracts other entities or energies that are in the area, or it even shows spirits that are present already that you're more willing to communicate. I don't really know how that works, but I've noticed a definite correlation between me releasing really, really dark videos that have warnings and people reporting to me that they experienced some crazy stuff in their home, either while watching or after watching. So that's something to note too. But yeah, it's funny because I did these warnings. I was the only one doing them really for the longest time, and then a lot of people started doing it, and it kind of entered the paranormal canon. But I started doing it years ago, which is it's kind of been one of my contributions, and I'm glad that I did based on the things that people have told me. But anyways, we're not here to talk about the history of the channel. We're here to talk about places I don't think are very haunted. One of those places is right here. I did find this creepy camp in the woods surrounding this place. And the woods around this place I think are definitely active. But Goatman Bridge. Goatman Bridge to me is one of those locations that is really, really underwhelming when you visit. Now, the first time I went out to the bridge back in 2017, it was definitely creepy. I mean, you read all these stories. There's this demonic goat that haunts the place, and all these unsettled spirits, and all these different people that are said to haunt this area. And there's rumors of rituals. And I don't know if you watched the Ghost Adventures episode. I can't remember. I think it's Aaron gets like thrown like 20 feet or some shit like that. He literally gets allegedly lifted up and thrown across this dirt trail that leads to the bridge. And it is funny too, like when you watch the Ghost Adventures episode, the way that they cut the drone shots and the B-roll, and if you rewatch it, you'll see it plain as day. The way that they cut it makes it look like Goatman's Bridge is like way out in the middle of nowhere. Like it's this old abandoned bridge that's surrounded by trees and forest, and it's really desolate and remote. The way they cut it is interesting because it does make it appear like it's this far off place that's hard to access. But in reality, you go to the parking lot, you park your car, it's like a 1-minute walk and you're at the bridge. And literally right at the end of the bridge, there's a very active like highway road right there. So there are cars driving by like 24/7. You're not isolated at all. It's like you're just on this old bridge out in the open, and there are cars passing by all the time. It's not like this creepy old decrepit bridge in the middle of the woods. And so that was kind of one of the first instances I can remember of visiting a place and thinking to myself, damn, the way they made this look on TV or whatever was way different than how it is in person. And I've done Goatman's Bridge like 4 times now. This video is from 2019. Seems like I have different hairstyles and facial hair in every video that I'm showing you guys. But yeah, I went out to the bridge alone. I spent a bunch of time out there. Literally like nothing happened, like at all. No responses on devices. It was just kind of like a boring night. And one of the things too is they tell this story about Goatman Bridge of a man named Oscar, I think. He was allegedly lynched on the bridge to racial violence. And while I don't discount that things like that probably happen nearby, and there was, I think, an Oscar Washburn that was found living kind of locally, but there's no record at all of any crime like that having occurred on the bridge itself. There's no record of any death or murder in the bridge area, actually. And so when you watch shows about Goatman Bridge, though, they act like that's what happened. I mean, once again, to go back to the Ghost Adventures thing, they basically state, like, they make it sound like this is real, legitimate, recorded history. Even though I worked with a local historical society and I combed through records, and it just didn't happen. So there's a lot of misinformation out there about the Goatman's Bridge and the real history, and you guys know that I'm a history nerd. But, I mean, we find that all the time with locations in the paranormal. I mean, I've been lied to by location owners about the history, and now we've been doing a way more thorough job of vetting who we interview on the show. But people like to make stuff up and add to the history, and to me, that's not something that I'm into at all. I like the concrete history that you can see, because at the end of the day, these videos, they're like, I use the paranormal as a lens to look through to teach people about history, and to also raise the alarm on past injustices that have been overlooked, to bring back this bad history so that we can talk about it again and not forget about some of these atrocities that have occurred here in America, whether they were things like lynchings or the genocide of indigenous peoples. I've tried to use my videos to bring that stuff up. I mean, we've even blown up Confederate statues using CGI my videos. But history is just very important. And so with Goatman Bridge, you have an amalgam of a lot of history that is actually not true. And then a lot of, I mean, in my opinion, a lot of things that have allegedly happened on the bridge that I don't know if I necessarily believe in. I've been out there so many times. I've even been out there when I haven't been filming. I just sat and drank on the bridge with some friends. Nothing's happened. So sorry to burst people's bubbles, but that's one of those places that exists in the state I live in that just never really did it for me. Location, as you can see, we interviewed a guy from the inn. I mean, the interview is really interesting, and this place is like beautiful. Some kind of sad history there, but we spent the whole night. We were the only ones that were there staying overnight. We basically rented the whole inn out. We had some REM pod activity. You can see a couple hits, but throughout the whole night, we tried our hardest to get something to happen and, you know, tried to speak to whoever could potentially be haunting that location. And I just remember sitting there specifically on this couch and thinking like, Jesus, this place is dead. You know, like nothing was happening. I was tired. I mean, it was already super late at night. I think we had flown in that morning. It was just one of those things where nothing happened. Not to say that, you know, something wouldn't end up happening, but it was kind of a whole thing where the activity didn't necessarily match the vibe. But this episode did give us this great moment because Greg Allman is buried in Macon, Georgia, from the Allman Brothers, one of my all-time favorite bands. I have a Midnight Rider tattoo right here. And my dad and I got to visit his grave, and then that led to this.
He died.
Stop rocking.
I'm gonna put this thing on top.
We always try to visit graves and pay respect to people that we,
Well,
you know, talk about and try to investigate.
just like the Allman Brothers, we're rambling men. Seems like we got to get
Lord,
on.
I was born a rambling man. Da-da-da. Trying to make a living and
Doing the best I can. When it's time for leaving, I hope you understand.
I was born a rambling man. My father
Was a gambler down in Georgia. He wound up on the wrong end of a gun. And I was born in the backseat of a Greyhound bus, rolling down Highway 41. Lord, I was born a rambling man. Okay, that's good.
And then I forgot I wrote this song for this episode, and I played it on guitar. So funny. Dude, I haven't heard this in forever. I forgot I wrote this. I just want to turn this into its own song. Yeah, so that was just a place that was underwhelming. But something that I've always wanted to do with the videos is to show people, like, yeah, you can have scary experiences with the paranormal, but for years I've tried to end at least videos when we can with kind of a happy ending, whether it's been through visiting the graves of people that we were investigating, paying proper respect, leaving tributes, or just kind of showing the beauty of life, because the paranormal also forces all of us to confront the fact that we're all going to die. And it also encourages people who, you know, consume this content or who engage with this work. It encourages you to try to appreciate the beauty of being alive more while you're here. And so that's something I've also tried to include in the videos. I mean, you saw the Volstead House video with the sunset. I love shooting sunsets. This video, a little happy moment with father and son singing at the grave of one of our heroes. Okay, now here's going to be, this is a controversial one. Let's take a look at this trailer. I haven't seen this in forever.
What?
Amusement parks are known for their thrills.
The one in southern West Virginia is known for its chills.
Tonight, we take you inside of Mercer County's abandoned Lake Shawnee amusement park that's sure to send shivers down your spine. 3 of the Clay children were brutally murdered by Native Americans.
They find him at 7 p.m. that night in the bottom of the pond with his arm stuck in a drain pipe. We let the land do what it wants to do.
There are over 3,000 people buried here. Come through and speak with us tonight. An image of a spirit captured in this window right here.
Stroke. It's alerting on the red. There's something standing right there. Who is on the school bus?
The kids.
Alex, thank you.
Here we are, Lake Shawnee.
Lake
See that cloud
Shawnee.
right there? November 2022, man, almost 4 years ago. That's crazy. So, Lake Shawnee is an abandoned amusement park in West Virginia. It's supposed to be super haunted. Obviously, there are tons of stories about this place. I mean, just look at it. I mean, it looks so visually spooky. And you think, oh my God, this old rusted out Ferris wheel and all these old rides and children's toys and, you know, just features that are found within the park. I expected something like absolutely crazy to happen that night because this is a place that's always listed as one of the most haunted locations and sometimes even the whole world. But I don't know. We had some activity, as you saw in the trailer, and it definitely felt spooky because, I mean, you're walking around in the middle of winter in an abandoned amusement park that's known to be incredibly haunted, that was plagued with really bad misfortune and a lot of deaths, and you've got thousands of indigenous peoples buried right nearby. That is a recipe definitely for a haunting, but I mean, we didn't have anything crazy happen. No object was thrown at us. We didn't see a shadow man. There were times when we were jump scared, but you know, you build these places up in your mind and you think, I'm going to visit this spot and it's going to be like the craziest location that I've ever visited. I mean, Lake Shawnee, that was the standout location for me in that entire trip that we did through West Virginia because it's so famous. And it was just a bit of a letdown with the activity levels that night. Now, other people have had tons of stuff happen to them there. And once again, I'm not discounting other people's experiences. It's just more like I just didn't have that experience. So to me, that was a place that wasn't as haunted. The video was still great. I mean, it's so creepy looking, and we did have some kind of minor activity that was really compelling. But, you know, you talk about one of the most haunted places on Earth, you expect to have a crazy night. And, you know, it just didn't necessarily happen for us. Another place that was a bit underwhelming, Fort Mifflin. I don't know if you guys remember this.
Oh, William, did you actually kill that man?
Jacob! Isn't that the one that he was talking about?
So you would definitely say Fort Mifflin is haunted.
Fort Mifflin's haunted beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Tonight we're here in Philadelphia at Fort Mifflin. This is known as one of the...
Another change in look, and then let's just rewatch this little part because I don't know if you guys haven't seen this episode.
Welcome to the Paranormal Files. All right, folks, here we are in the streets of Philadelphia. Welcome to the Paranormal Files. Later in this episode, we're going to be using these costumes as trigger objects at Fort Mifflin, one of the most haunted forts in America, one of the oldest locations we've ever had the privilege of investigating. But right now, before we get into that, we wanted to show you a little bit of our city. So if you don't know, we live here in Philadelphia, and right now we're down at the Independence Hall area where the Declaration of Independence was signed. There's a mass grave of over 2,000 Revolutionary War soldiers right there yonder. But
Yonder?
yeah, but we yeah, we're wearing these costumes, and we're gonna take you around Independence Hall, and let me just show you Connor.
Give me like a declaration quote.
We the people.
Okay, let's go. So right here is Independence Hall. It's supposed to be haunted.
Where Articles of Confederation were signed and written.
And the Declaration of Independence.
Declaration of Independence.
Yep.
So we're gonna see.
And believe it or not many people dress up to come down here.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen one.
Go Birds.
Yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles are playing right now too, and they're up. So we were just watching the game down here, and then we come out and we're doing this. Yeah. I'm hoping someone wants to take a picture with you.
Not me.
Yeah, you. He's got a way cooler costume than me.
Yeah, yours looks kind of cheap.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was. Look, this is where you and your friends signed the Declaration of Independence.
Hey, look, there I am right there. There's a statue.
Oh yeah, that's you. That's you. How did it feel when you signed those papers?
Oh, like pen on paper.
Oh yeah. But you kind of look like him though. You have like the exact same fit on.
Yeah, check it.
So yeah, although we may look really dumb right now, this building behind me, this is Independence Hall, and this is one of the most famous structures.
I don't know about you guys, but whenever I see Independence Hall, I think of National Treasure. It's a clue. Like, that's the vibe. I remember Nick Cage climbing around up there looking with Ben Franklin's little thing. Anyways, that was a side note. So, the title here, The Scariest Place in Philadelphia. Fort Mifflin is an old Revolutionary War fort that, yes, is known by locals and always talked about as being the most haunted place in the Philadelphia area. Now, we went on a pretty cold night in the wintertime, and we had some decent activity. You know, like some noises, some stuff that was happening in these buildings. Connor and I split up and did alone sessions dressed as Revolutionary War guys, which was obviously an interesting part of this video. I mean, if you guys haven't seen this video, I'd recommend watching it because it's honestly funny as hell. But, you know, at the end of the day, we didn't have like the breakthrough moment that was like absolutely horrific and like scary. This is a place that always makes the lists, and it's always ranked at the top of the lists as being the most haunted place, especially in Philadelphia, one of the most haunted forts in America. And yeah, we had some activity, but I don't know, I've been spoiled from so many really great investigations that we've had, where this one kind of sticks out to me as a location where I remember walking away thinking, that wasn't as good as I hoped it would be. Like, we didn't get as much as I thought we would. But still an entertaining video with the Revolutionary War soldiers. All right, here we go. We got another one here. Let's move on.
Your shoulder.
Well, there's definitely...
trailer. I haven't seen this.
Right next to me.
In the heart of downtown Mineola is where you can catch a movie or a spooky experience.
Sometimes when you're sitting in the dark in one of these seats, you'll feel something kind of brush up against your shoulder.
Well, there's definitely a few spirits in there. And I've got to the point where I have to turn on my music really loud when I'm in there by myself because I hear voices coming from the auditorium.
In this particular side of the stage, we think it's a portal.
We had one back here that was causing problems that it would actually attack people.
We have a little girl named Abby. You'll probably run into her tonight. You don't disrespect Abby, and she doesn't like men. They called me and said, look, voices from the other side are saying you've got something nasty here and it needs to go. Is one of you guys sensitive? Are you feeling a little bit of heaviness back here right now? I'm feeling something in here now. Welcome to the Select Theater.
On tonight's episode, we're investigating a haunted movie theater.
You were concerned about Abby?
Yes. Oh, this one over here.
Oh.
I'm a child. Take picture.
My baby boy.
He wants me.
Get that, Connor. Get that.
Oh, right next to me. Right next to me. What the heck? Dude.
So it's really interesting, you know. We had a decent amount of activity in that theater, little moments of like, whoa, like you see the ball rolled off by itself. There were some kind of intelligent seeming responses to some of our questions, but for the most part, this video, besides the kind of moments of activity, this video is kind of a lot of just trying to get answers and getting some stuff that was interesting, but nothing like crazy. We didn't hear any banging, no poltergeist activity. I think you guys are starting to notice here that I, just like Sam explain for our school video, I'm the most interested in physical activity and noises and stuff like that. And this was just a place where we didn't really get anything like that. And it's interesting, in this video, we investigated this theater, but later on we went to a Christmas store, or I can't remember, is this a Christmas store? I can't remember what this is across the street. Or just a store that they gave us access to as well, that had seen some tragic history of its own. Funny enough, I went back and I bought this clown mask the next day when this place was open. That's sitting upstairs in my house right now. I forgot that's where I got this thing. I went back. I think this was an antique store maybe. Yeah, and you see that mask. I bought that mask. Anyways, this place next door ended up being way more active. It's where we did the Estes. We heard noises. But the theater, I mean, you can see the interviews here were like an hour. I mean, they were really great interviews. And then the actual investigation of the theater there's only like 27 minutes of investigating, even though we were there for a few hours. And that's because most of the time that we were there was just nothing that really happened. You know, it's a lot of the time the paranormal and filming these videos is essentially us just sitting in the dark, talking to ourselves, hoping that we'll hear or see or experience something. But it does get boring. I mean, like, there are definitely nights, like in some of these places, where literally nothing happens. And we're going to talk about a place that's really kind of guilty of that at the end of this video. But yeah, it'd be really interesting to go revisit so many of these videos, because these tours are so compelling. The tours and the history, to me, that's always the part that gets me, that I love. Hearing the stories of these locations from these people. And this was an absolutely great tour with multiple different people we interviewed, so many different stories, but it just kind of ended up being a location, you know? No offense to the theater. I'm sure that they've had those really crazy experiences there, but we just didn't get there on an active night. Now, here's one that almost pains me to say. Let's just watch the trailer here. I haven't seen the trailer for this video in a long time.
Hey, hello. Want to play? The Middle Tennessee Hospital has the spooky designation as one of the most haunted places in Tennessee.
One hospital that's filled with the spirits of patients who never checked out.
Why do they call it the body box?
The body box this is where they kept the dead bodies.
I just ran smack right into somebody and it scared the life out of me.
The legend has it, now the building houses paranormal activity.
Tonight, we're inside of one of the most haunted hospitals in America, the Old South Pittsburgh Hospital.
Nellie, I know you died here.
You took someone's life. Oh, this one now, right next to us.
So I'm alone down here now in the Shadow Man's hallway.
Can you step away from the bed?
I'm not afraid of you. I'm not scared of you.
Kill.
You want to kill me?
Shadow Man Hospital. Oh yeah, take it. I remember working a long time on this opening credits.
Tonight,
sequence.
we're inside of one of the most haunted hospitals in America. This is the Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, a hospital that some have claimed to be the scariest place on earth.
Dr. Jude. Sister Squeeze. I love all these tunes I always find. This right here, I remember it took me so long to do this intro. And I thought this video was going to do like incredibly well because it's such a famous location. But no one really watched it. I mean, yeah, 277,000 views is great. I'm really happy about that. But I thought this would be like a really big video for us. And I put a ton of effort into this. But let's rewatch this because I'm still proud of this. I can't remember what happens here. I love the opening credits. Yeah, I had to add all of those figures in using my own like rough CGI. I still think it's cool. Hey, I remember thinking that one's sweet. Yeah, so the old South Pittsburgh Hospital in Tennessee, the scariest place in Tennessee. That title exists because this is like a nationally known haunted location. The old South Pittsburgh. I've had tons of people ask me, have you been to old South Pittsburgh? Have you done this place? I've heard so many stories from so many different people about their experiences here. Like, this is supposed to be one of the craziest places in America. And take a look. We interviewed 1, 2, 3 different people here, heard about all their experiences. And I mean, just at the end of the day, we didn't have much activity. It was one of those places that almost felt to me that was just dead. And this is really one of the last hospitals that we did. I don't really like doing hospitals as much anymore because I just feel like the activity isn't there. Like back in the day, it used to be there. Back in the day, it was there was so much activity in so many of these places. But I don't know. A lot of these buildings, like Yorktown, for example, Yorktown Memorial Hospital in Texas. First few times I went, some of the craziest nights of my life. Getting scratched, hearing screaming. There was a live stream we did inside of the Yorktown Memorial Hospital. I don't know if you guys remember that. We did a whole live streamed event there where people could ask questions and have us do stuff for them. And it was like a whole night long thing. And when I went in there alone, we did alone sessions. There was like a scream and a bang, and it actually picked it up on the live stream. It's one of the creepiest things ever. And I was deep in the hospital all alone. I ran out. I was petrified. That was one of those things that was just special because it was such clear, loud activity. And I've been back, I think I've been there 6 times, 7 times now. And each time that I've visited again, it seems to have gotten less and less active. And I don't know if that's because back when I first went, it wasn't a tourist attraction, and I had to find out who owned the place through the right person. And then I had a guy named Mike actually come out and unlock the place for us. Like, it was just one of those things where he opened it up, was like, go right ahead, have fun. You know, like it was a proper old abandoned building. And now it's been cleaned up and changed a bunch. It just seems like if there are a lot of people going through a place, even tour groups or other investigation groups, the activity seems to subside. And Old South Pittsburgh, I mean, this is a place that I grew up hearing about. This is a very, very notorious location in the paranormal. And we got some decent stuff, but, I mean, this is one of those top locations that's supposed to be, like, crazy as hell. And it just didn't end up really having that vibe to me. To this day, nothing sticks out to me about that investigation. Nothing that I can really remember that was, like, crazy. Here's another one, too. Should we watch the trailer for this bad boy?
Only you can decide if this is a country club or what others call a hellhole. Welcome to the dark cell at the Yuma Territorial Prison. Prisoners would be stripped down to their underwear, put in the cage. Some of the guards would drop scorpions and snakes through the vent. We have had paranormal investigators asked to be put in the dark cell, and not one made it overnight. She cut out his heart and threw it.
Approach. 1915.
Betrayed.
Connor, we're gonna shut you in, bro. Whoa.
Now, this is another one of those places. The most haunted prison in the Southwest. Yuma Territorial Prison is infamous for being haunted, and the history backs it up. I mean, this historical tour is crazy. You've got stories of murder, you've got stories of incidents that happened at the prison, all the deaths, the torturous conditions in this specific cell, the dark cell. That's supposed to be one of the most haunted kind of sub locations within a haunted location that's supposed to be incredibly haunted, and the history is magnificent here. Now, we did capture some good activity, I would say, on camera, some intelligent seeming stuff, but at the end of the day, the poltergeist activity was kind of dead, and it just didn't necessarily feel like you know, there was a chill or that anybody was really there, if you know what I mean. it was just another one of those locations that was kind of hyped up a lot that, you know, I do think is haunted, and we did experience some stuff, but I just didn't get the level of activity that I thought we were going to get. Yeah, it was just one of those things where you hear about the dark cell and you hear the history of the dark cell and you think, oh my God, this place is going to be like crazy active. And then, you know, the scariest part that scared the hell out of us was the fact that there were bats in there. Let's just watch this part. My dad, I don't know if you guys know Papa Spooks, he's like terrified of bats. That's a running joke on the show. And there were bats all over this cell, and this footage is so damn funny.
Watch out, there are bats in here.
Back here.
Oh, shit. Mary, Connor and I both said no. Mary said she's gonna go wave this light around to scare the bats away.
Well, I'm a mom. That's what.
So
you clear it.
I would never
Really?
do that. As a father, I wouldn't do that. He ain't doing that.
You're gonna get bit.
I'm not gonna get bit by a bat.
I said Connor's definitely gotta get this on film, man. I don't know what the hell's about to happen.
Are you gonna go in there?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna wave the light and see
Dude,
if I
Mary's
can scare.
f***ing crazy.
Just
Do
see
they
what I
come out
can
in
do.
this little area?
Shoot!
Ah!
Shoot! Oh, f*** it up! Damn it, sorry.
Run in there.
Shoot!
Run in there.
Shoot!
Wait, is that a bat or a bird?
Bat.
Shoot!
Really? Mary, they can't see. They're blind.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, that's definitely a bat. They're hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh, are they really?
Dracula in this bitch.
Good rabies.
They're not going anywhere.
Wait, I thought you were gonna run in
Yeah,
there.
I thought you were going in there with the damn lightsaber. Couldn't we just like sit on the ground?
Oh, they didn't fly out.
Mary, get some garlic.
They're not leaving. Sorry.
They're not leaving.
Well, couldn't we just sit on the ground?
Yeah. They're not gonna kill us. We're gonna sit right here.
I mean, this is the most famous haunted place in this whole. I don't even have the damn spirit box. Mary,
Oh, he's just hanging from there.
There's gotta be guano and crap in there.
just go in and sit, Mom.
That's weird. I forgot that happened.
Oh, Jesus!
Oh, no, you got him to fly again.
Dude, oh my god, they're up in the ceiling.
Oh my God, you're a psycho.
Mary,
I'm just throwing a rock at them.
Oh,
they're gonna attack you.
I mean, they're kind of cute. Let's just go sit on the ground.
Sit on
That's the
The
ground.
floor.
the grate though there?
Just climb like carefully. Climb?
There's so many bats in there.
Oh, I'm f***ing scared of this shit.
I think we should just do it right here because this is kind of right here. This is part of it.
This is.
Why not?
Dude, this is the fucking most.
Oh!
What?
Yeah.
That? Do you throw that?
Okay. Oh, are you gone?
No. Oh, he's kind of cute.
There's two
you
of
see
them.
him?
They're super cute.
Oh.
I don't necessarily like
All right,
bats
Mom,
either.
sit
I think
down,
you
go.
can tell.
Go.
Come on, you two chickens.
If you just don't look at the ceiling, you don't even notice them.
Jeff.
What?
You can be in here, Jeff. You can be in here.
Just don't look at the ceiling.
Where are they?
They're
Right
down.
there.
Above you?
Yeah.
Just sit down right there by the door, right by Connor.
Where are they?
Right there.
Right here?
But just come and sit by Connor.
In that hole? Oh, what Dude, that's not
Just talk
cool.
quietly.
Yeah.
If you don't look up there, you don't even notice them.
You're right. If you don't look up, they're not there. Dude, now this is fucking creepy.
What did he say?
See that one right there? Is there any more of them? Oh shit, there's one right there.
Well, there's two of them, Jeff.
Here you go, stir 'em up.
Oh, just they're okay.
go, guys.
What? Dude, they're not even moving around. They're not even moving. What, dude? They're not.
What the?
Shut.
Oh, guys. Don't.
Oh my God, Jeff, don't keep just trying to.
Oh! I'm gonna throw up. Ah! What is where are they? I gotta go on there.
Jeff, come over here. Jeff, come over in the corner.
Oh, I'm feeling sick, guys.
Jeff, come over in the corner, man.
I can't.
Jeff,
Jeff.
move over here.
Just a second. Shh. Oh.
Yeah, so, sometimes when you have a boring investigation, you still have those moments, though, that are, like, really, really good. And that, to me, was one of those moments. I mean, that's such hilarious footage to me. And just, yeah, I mean, it was a cool place, a really cool location, but we just didn't necessarily get the crazy activity that we thought we were going to get. Here's another one.
And I'll take you down to Sally's room. Sally kind of had a tragic life. Sally died in the house. This was Sally's room when she lived here. And Sally, I think, may still haunt this place. When we were staying in this one, every morning I would wake up and I had this sensation that someone was sitting on the end of the bed.
She was a troubled soul.
I've had guests say they've had stuff moved around in Sally's room and, somebody trying to talk to them or something.
Oh, what the freak?
Oh, another bat.
Yes.
Another bat.
No, should we open the chest?
I forgot about that.
Oh! It literally said, "It's Sally."
That's actually really weird.
I'm not even doing it. Have you seen that? And she died in this room?
In the
Died right
bathroom.
there. Sometimes something gets left behind after they're here.
See, that trailer, I think, is fire. I think I did a great job on that trailer. Now, this was an interesting video. Once again, this tour is really, really interesting. There's some great history to this property. Has to do with the Ringling Brothers. It's a Ringling Brothers mansion, an old circus mansion. Some great stuff. There's Papa Spooks, Connor, my mom, Mama Spooks. Everybody was there again. And we did an interesting thing where we started out with an Estes method. And, oh yeah, there's the bat again. Should we watch this other bat moment? There's a damn bat in this house.
Stop
Let's
that.
go a little closer. Can you get your light on there a little bit better? Oh my gosh.
Dude, I could do a whole video just on Jeff's greatest bat moments. There are so many.
Just come through the chimney.
Look at Jeff. Connor, get a shot of him.
I'll go closer. Go closer.
Get his hands on me.
Just go closer. You do it. Come on, if you guys want to go see it.
I don't like bats either, man.
Should I go tell her?
Oh shit, what if they're coming in right here?
Oh, Jesus. She was out. Should I go tell her?
Yeah.
I'll go talk.
I'm getting out of this room. All right, so
Another bat. This video, we did Pictionary with the spirits, and it was actually really interesting. Oh my god, here's more bats.
That's interesting.
It's actually some really interesting stuff.
Not a horse, not a cow.
No.
Donkey.
Oh, donkey.
Is it a donkey?
Let's see.
I feel like donkey and horse.
Let's see, Colin.
Same thing.
That's pretty good.
Behind, like an ass, like donkey.
Ooh.
That's interesting.
Nice.
All right. Oh, what the?
What happened, Jeff?
Did you hear that?
What?
Like the thing was moving the picture frame.
What was it?
She's talking about the bat.
It was like a really crinkly.
It was this notepad.
It sounded like he was moving the picture.
Oh my god! Like that probably woke him up.
Oh my god! Jeez.
Oh boy!
Wow,
that was scary.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny moments in this video, and then like even at the end of this.
Who was the spirit that we were playing Pictionary with?
Are any of the Ringling family members here?
Do you like to go to the circus?
Sally, I know you had some tragic deaths with your husbands. How many of your husbands died that you were married to?
Your husband's died.
Kind of gave up there in the middle.
How many of the husbands were you?
Okay, never mind. Should I start over again?
That's so funny. Yeah, nothing crazy in that location. It was interesting for sure, but once again, I mean, it was just one of those nights where it didn't really feel like much was happening. The energy didn't seem very thick. We captured a few things. I mean, you usually capture some evidence, but I mean, we're talking locations that I personally didn't necessarily feel were like extremely active. You know, a lot of these places, some of them did have the terrifying history, others didn't. But the big bad boy of all of them, to end this video, the one place that I was so excited to visit that didn't end up really giving me anything, is the Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia. Now, Eastern State, that's like the gem of haunted prisons in America. I mean, this is a prison that is known to be like the most haunted prison in the entire United States. I mean, it's iconic. I mean, you know these hallways. If you know the paranormal, you know these isolation cells. You probably know the facade of this place. I mean, and when you walk up, like, this is the doorway. Look at how huge this place is. It is absolutely massive. And there's some truly horrific and crazy history here. I mean, Al Capone had his own cell. There are tons of places within the prison that are supposed to be even more haunted, entire wings that are sealed off that are just abandoned and super spooky. I did a video at this place back in 2019. I paid a lot of money to investigate this location. It still to this day is one of the most expensive places I've ever booked. And I don't think that I had one paranormal thing happen the entire night that I was in there. Not one fluctuation on an EMF device, not one hit on a REM pod, not one EVP, not one noise that was unexplainable, nothing. It was like I was in the Twilight Zone or something, like a place that was completely void of all paranormal anything. That was Eastern State. It was just kind of like there. You know, we were just walking around and we were just there at the location. And that to me was incredibly disappointing, not only because it's such a famous place, but also because, you know, it was really expensive. And I felt like I wanted to experience what other people had experienced there. I mean, this is the place where ghost hunters filmed a robed shadow figure guy running along one of these catwalks. I mean, there have been so many great paranormal TV shows and episodes filmed here at Eastern State Penitentiary, and to me it was the most dead environment you could possibly imagine. And I mean, there are so many other places that are like that. Like, one place that I always hear from people that isn't as active as others is the Sally House. Like, you can go to the Sally House and you either have a really active night or you have a really, really dead night. And I've experienced the active nights. I think whatever's there likes me or liked me. I kind of was there towards the end of my alcoholism, like shortly before I got sober, and I think that it really latched onto that, and whatever was there, that dark energy was like, it just liked that I was struggling, that I was really, really, really down bad, if that makes sense. But I've heard from lots of people too that they went and nothing happened. And even when you're there, it's really interesting because you either have like, and this is kind of how it is with all the paranormal, you have like 10 minutes where stuff is really happening and it's really active and it's really freaky and you're on edge. And then you have an hour of just complete dead air where it doesn't feel like anybody's in the room. It doesn't feel like there's any energy. There isn't any energy. It just feels basically like you're in an empty building. But Eastern State, that was the whole night for me. It just felt like I was walking around an empty building. And I've even done a lot of videos where I've gone back to locations and I have experienced less, like significantly less activity than the first time I visited. One of those places is the Old Park Hotel in Ballinger, Texas. I've been there 3 times now. And the first time, barely anything happened. The second time, it was absolute insanity. So much stuff happened. The third time, again, nothing really happened. It was kind of dead. Same with Pennhurst. The first time I went to Pennhurst, it was so scary. This was before they did like all the investigations and the Paracon and they cleaned it up. I went back in 2019 when it was still old and rotting and they hadn't cleaned anything up. There were no string lights everywhere. It didn't look sanitized. And that was absolutely scary as hell. And we heard screaming in the tunnel, tons of noises, so many things. And the second time I went back, yeah, we had some interesting stuff, but I mean, it was nowhere near the first time. So I feel like when it comes to locations not being haunted at the end of the day, at the end of this video, it really just depends on if you're lucky enough to get there or to visit one of these places on a night when stuff is happening. Now, there are a lot of locations too that have, fraudulently altered their history. I think that's terrible, and I don't think that should ever be happening in the paranormal. And obviously that's going to lead to disappointment because you're going to visit places that just aren't active. But yeah, why don't you guys let me know? What's the next topic that you'd like to hear me talk about? Because I'm really, really excited to do more of these videos, to revisit some old investigations, to talk again about the past, to bring stuff up and to dive deeper into kind of what the paranormal is, what I believe the paranormal is. And, I can actually talk to you guys instead of having to like host a show and go beat to beat. Like I can actually just sit down and chat with y'all. I think it's great. Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you on Sunday. Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments section. Thank you for your time. And yeah, see you guys Sunday with another amazing, this episode is so good that's coming, video. Yeah. Have a great rest of your week and stay spooky.